What is going on YouTube? Back with another video. I am burnt out, seriously, from AEW still and Monday Night Raw back to back. But I wanted to do a video because I really think since there's only 4 or 5 of these shows for AEW a year, Tony Khan really needs to make these 2 nights. If he really wants to get everybody on the show and everybody not to get exhausted, 2 nights should be the way to go. They need to do it like WrestleMania. WrestleMania is being smart the last couple of years. Why not just make it a weekend event? I really think it should be. Tony Khan really needs to take into account, especially if they go out west, for people overseas when the show is over, it's 6 a.m. For us on the East Coast, it's 1 a.m. I mean, a world title match at fucking 12:15 at night. Oh my god, that was overkill. A lot of people are complaining about how long the pay-per-view is. NFL is not that long. Baseball is not that long. Basketball is not that long. UFC is not that long. No sporting event is that long. WWE is not that long anymore. They even got that concept correct. 3 hours should be the max for a pay-per-view. I mean, we're in a time now where a lot of people don't have that attention span for it. And it really needs to be taken into account. I mean, if you really want people invested in every single match that you have, make it 3 hours. Do 3 hours on Saturday, 3 hours on Sunday. Excuse me. Why not? I mean, I don't fucking get it. Why does it have to be 6 hours? Oh, he wanted to give an extra hour for Martha Hart. I get it, but the speech wasn't even that long. And there are certain matches that do not need to be on the pay-per-view. If you're going to have some matches that are like 30, 40, 45 minutes, the other matches shouldn't be on a show. If you want people to really want to be invested in those, cut down the pay-per-view time. You only have, like I said, 4 or 5 a year. You can make it a weekend thing. And I'm sure the same amount of fans will go to each night. So I don't get that concept. I think it's overkill. A lot of people are thinking it's overkill. It's way too much wrestling for one show. I mean, fucking, that's like watching 2 Lord of the Rings movies. I'm just sitting there like, oh my god, I can't tell you how much caffeine I had just to stay awake. But thanks to a lot of you online that were very awesome, and the engagement was the highest it's ever been for me. I thank you for that. I really do. But it's just like, Tony, come on, man. You can't have 6 hour shows, dude. I mean, you actually had some people from WWE watching, and they were even like, how long is this fucking show? I mean, if you want to get some of those fans interested in what you're doing, you gotta put on a time that is just like a couple hours for one night and a couple hours for another night. You can't expect people to stick around for 6 hours. You really can't, no matter how good and how great the matches are. You know, you gotta take that into consideration. I mean, a lot of us by 10 o'clock are like, fuck my life. You know, it's like, that's when I really started seeing them, was around 10. People are like, how long is this fucking show? It's like, and they really need a streaming platform. I mean, who pays for fucking cable? No one pays for cable anymore. I mean, you got streaming sites all over the place. Why in the world would you pay $50 for this? It's like, get a network like the WWE with Peacock, make it $5 or $10, and you would have a lot of people that would be willing to pay for that. But $50, or was it 60? I don't know, but I would never pay that much for a wrestling pay-per-view. Even when WrestleMania was that much back in the day, I went to somebody's house to watch it. It's like, I'm not going to spend that much. No way. My dad was a huge wrestling fan. He would never spend that much on wrestling. I mean, come on, Tony Khan. Like, I get it, but it's it also another criticism, it leaves like some matches being rushed and others getting more time, and you don't want that because your roster's getting unhappy already. You know, and they want to work and they want to be able to shine. And if they're only having 5 minute matches, but you're giving Bryan Danielson, CM Punk, and your top guys like 40, 45 minutes, it's not going to look good for everybody else. You know, so your time management, bro, you still got to get that time management right, man. You're in your 4th year, and you're still, I would give you a C for time management if I was grading you. But you got to get that together, bro. You got to get that together. It's like, I'm sure even people at a high level would say 6 hours is too long for a wrestling show. And some of them did. Some of them did. So you got to take that into account, Tony Khan. So if you like that little, I wouldn't call it a rant, but just a minor take on what I thought about AEW Double or Nothing, that was the main thing, was it's way too long for me.